Hey YouTube, it's Big Daddy 0207 here with a Smackdown vs. Raw 2011 preview. With me for the preview is Young Sonic 137. Young Sonic, say what up.
What up, what up?
Before we get into the preview, you know we gotta talk about Smackdown vs. Raw 2010. One word to sum up Smackdown vs. Raw 2010.
I'm gonna have to go with hype.
Yes, there was a lot of hype around the game coming off the heels of Smackdown vs. Raw 2009. I felt 2009 was a great game.
Huge step up from 2008.
Yes, 08. I can't say many curse words on YouTube. Please don't let me. But let's try and stay positive here for the video. 2010 had some things that weren't perfect. I don't feel it was a bad game. Not the worst in the series. But it didn't live up to the hype.
Not at all.
Some things that were problems. I'll let you start off, Young Sonic.
I'll just start with a couple and then bounce it off to you.
Okay.
One problem I had was the windows in the game. If no one understands what I mean by windows, it's the part of the match where if your opponent is down and right before he gets up, you grab at him and he gets up faster. And you can grab. It's the time. It's like the animation that you still have to grab, or if you're in the turnbuckle and you try to grab, and they just don't let you grab them. You just grab at the air. Would be another example of a window.
One of my main big problems is one of my favorite things is online.
Agreed.
And I just can't believe how online was. It felt worse, I think, in 2010 and 09.
I'd have to agree with that.
The lag was crazy. I think it's because everything was on one server. Community Creations, the story designers. Community Creations, the story designers, if I could say, I think that they were pretty cool. I really like them a lot, and I think that those should definitely stay in. But Community Creations not being able to edit, kind of lame sometimes. Getting your text edited out of the story designer, and sometimes it wouldn't deserve to be. Like, you couldn't say certain words and it would be edited out, and I was just like, come on. And then only 10 calls in the story designer. Not cool, but...
Also, another problem with the story designer was, if you were making them, sometimes it would freeze up in the videos if you edited the attires too much.
Yeah, one of the cool things. Also, superstar threads, I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't like the fact that sometimes you couldn't edit certain things on a superstar.
For example, MVP's nostril strip had to stay red. And another thing that you can expand on with the superstar threads is being able to edit the entrance attires.
Yeah, I wish we could do that. It's not looking good this year for it, but hopefully in the future. 2010 did have its fair share of problems. I'm sure we all know what they are. You can hear people cry, moan, and complain about them all day long. But we're not here for that right now. We're going to talk about some Smackdown vs. Raw 2011. Young Sonic, what are your thoughts so far on the physics so far? That was the first big thing they brought up. Physics and TLC.
Physics looking really good so far. I like it. Love it.
Looks a lot better, I think. Just a lot of improvements to the Havoc engine from 2010. The physics engine just makes everything... It looks a lot smoother this year, I feel.
Agreed. I don't know if this is going to be included with the physics engine, but weight detection, I know that's...
It's something that I think Brian said he would like to see added in the game. I would like to see it brought in too, but it's got to be done right if it's going to be brought in.
Correctly. I'd have to agree with that. Because there would be many times... I know it was in 2007, I believe. There would be many times if you were like Rey Mysterio and you're fighting a big guy, you couldn't do any of your moves, and it felt like you couldn't like build your power up. You'd have to use weapons and
there's got to be some
like that.
There's got to be some give and take with that.
Yeah.
Next thing we have to talk about, TLC match. How do you feel, man? That looks like complete mayhem. That looks like a lot of fun.
It's looking good.
Just the new physics look pretty damn good. I mean, we can't even front here. I'm pretty excited from what I saw. I've seen a lot of just cool things, man. People going through tables. Tables look like they break differently.
And tables not breaking. Like you'll just see the leg, it'll just flap instead of break.
That is cool. I've been waiting for that actually for a long time. I've been playing the series since way before you guys even want to know how long I've been playing wrestling video games. Just real cool to see this added in finally. It just looks awesome. I can't say another word to describe it, and I usually never use that word until the Miz started using it. But the physics look great. You could throw stuff again. I love that. Throwing stuff in the ring. Just looking at the gameplay, it looks pretty good. Let's talk about the next thing that I guess we got to see from the game. The superstars. How do you think the superstars look this year graphically?
Man, they're looking great.
Agreed. I don't know if that was sarcastic or what.
Oh no, no. Honestly, they are looking actually really good. I got to see my favorite wrestler, Jack Swagger. He's looking exactly the way he did when he won the World Championship, which is amazing.
Yeah, they did a really good job with that this year. From the trailer, I saw the arenas look pretty cool. Minitrons. Oh my goodness.
Something small, but it really adds to the presentation.
Yes.
You can't forget about presentation in a video game.
There was nothing worse than playing 2010, and you got Triple H, got his entrance, you're feeling it and everything, then all of a sudden you see the Raw symbol behind him going off, and you're like, what the hell is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
Now you got the Minitron there, and it adds, I think, to the entrance. I know it's small and it's not a big deal, but I really want the presentation to be really good.
You know,
that
actually,
way it adds.
Not to cut you off here.
Go ahead.
It kind of is a big deal. Because if you're going to make a sim-like game, you have to grab every little part to make the game sim. Not just in the ring, but also outside of the ring. The environment has to be there.
Yeah. What do you think about the character selection right now? We got to see, who do we get to see so far? Jericho,
Miz, I believe.
Miz. Oh, new attire. It looks pretty good. Who else do we
Randy
see? Orton, Jericho.
I'd say Jericho.
Rey
Mysterio.
Jack Swagger.
Undertaker.
John Cena. Sheamus,
yeah.
Oh man, Sheamus looks pretty good.
Looking paler than ever.
Yeah, the human jar of mayonnaise is in, but I know a lot of you guys want him in. Me too. I want the best roster we could get. Over 70 guys.
That's crazy. Is that also including the legends?
We're gonna find out. I know we saw Bret the Hitman Hart.
Bret the Hitman Hart is in.
That was only a 3-week model, just so everyone knows, because I thought he didn't look that great either. I was like, what is this?
His attire was right on, but if you seen like his face, it really honestly didn't look anything like him. But that's just a start, just a model, so guys don't get too upset about that.
Yeah. Other things we can get into are the improvements. First improvement, from what I understand, is Road to WrestleMania. Road to WrestleMania seems that they're going to have some updated qualities. Looks like you can walk around backstage, see things. There's branching storylines.
Was that like I'm trying to remember the series. Here Comes the Pain, right?
Yes, Here Comes the Pain. Sounds like a little No Mercy, Here Comes the Pain mixed into it. No Mercy had a lot of branching. Here Comes the Pain walking around, and I think that's a perfect combo.
Also, another thing with the branching, if there's a point of the story where you want to go back and see like a second part, you can save at that part, and you can branch from there. You don't have to...
Yeah, you can get inside a phone booth, was what he said, I believe, right? And that's how you go back.
Yes. Oh, sorry about that. It wanted to prevent the continuous saving, so there's a time machine.
Yeah, some way, shape, or form. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, if you need to go look it up. Classic movie. So, besides the Road to WrestleManias, which look pretty cool, looks like Christian's got one, Rey Mysterio, and several others. You can look them up. There's other videos on YouTube for it. Looks pretty cool. Next thing I want to get into is also the improvements on Hell in a Cell.
Ooh.
Something we've been waiting for since, I don't know. I want to say I've been waiting for this. I have to say since 06, 07.
I was going to say the same.
Yeah, I mean, after Legends of WrestleMania had that great Hell in the Cell with the tax and everything, it made you relive the match. It was kind of, I felt like I was doing Undertaker Mick Foley every time. But once I saw what it looked like in 2011, it's just, It's bigger. You can use weapons. I understand that there's no tables, I believe. I'm not 100% certain on that, so don't quote me.
Maybe the announce tables outside. I'm not. Those are probably still in, but I don't think there's legit tables under the ring that you can use.
Right. Yeah.
But don't quote us on that. So
most definitely.
Just looking at what they showed in the video.
Yeah, the Hell in a Cell actually feels like a Hell in a Cell. It looks good. The improvements were much needed, and I expect the improvements to continue to grow. I'm really impressed with how THQ has handled the game this year. Let's also take some time just to see how they improve with moves coming off the top of the Hell in a Cell. I just saw people getting whipped into the stairs. It looked differently. And everything else. The gameplay is just awesome this year.
By the looks.
Yes. We're going to have a part 2 to this video. We're going to stop it right here. Make sure you check out part 2. And we're going to continue with more of the preview of SmackDown vs. Raw 2011.
Alright. Animals. Out.